Etten-Leur is the town where the world-famous Vincent van Gogh started his career, and we will be visiting the Van Gogh Church located in the town. After many wanderings and attempts at becoming a teacher, preacher, and art dealer, Vincent van Gogh returned home to his parents in Etten-Leur at the age of 28. Once there, he realized that he had been trying to do what others wanted of him, instead of following his dream of becoming an artist. The full story is told in the former Dutch Reformed Church, where Vincent's father was a vicar for 7 years. It is now known as the Van Gogh Church, which offers a fascinating glimpse into what is probably the least known period in Vincent's life. The entrance ticket is about €650 or $7, and it gives access to the experience. Some of the items that can be found are the council register that shows all members of the Van Gogh family, and for the first time ever, Vincent gave his occupation as an artist. And a letter by Reverend Theo Van Gogh where he gladly accepts his position at Eton. There are also some equipments such as wooden shoes, chopping knife, kettle, and sickle. Nine colorful windows, multilingual information panels, showcases, and an animation that tells the story of the start of Vincent's career. Return to Eton. Eton is a lifeline to the world for Van Gogh. For every derailed career choice he made, he was able to pull himself together at his parents' house in Eton. Also, Van Gogh decided to dedicate his life to arts in the same town. This is where he learns his craft. Anton Gerard Alexander Raeder von Rappard is Van Gogh's first artistic companion, who visited from Brussels. They spent a couple of days in June and October 1881, and they went to the countryside to draw. An agricultural society. Learning by copying, Van Gogh borrowed art methods from exercises en Faucin and Cours de Dessin by Charles Barguet, and agriculturally themed lithographs by Jean-François Millet. He practiced by copying their style and draws dozens of works themed around Eton's agricultural society. Into the countryside. Van Gogh took long walks through the Eton countryside and records the sights he saw through his drawings. Some of the things that fascinated him was the pollard willows. The sower. Sowers have a special meaning to Van Gogh. For him, it symbolizes creative deeds in the service of mankind. Almost all of his sowers were men, except for Johanna von Peer. She is the only known surviving drawing from Eton of a female sower. Trial and error. The burden of mankind's existence holds a certain beauty for Van Gogh. During the Eton period, he produces dozens of drawings and sketches, some better than others, so he wrestles with certain drawing techniques. Never, no, never. Van Gogh was madly in love with his cousin Cornelia van Sticker or Key, but his love wasn't returned. He stubbornly pursued her, but she stood by her rejection of him. It is said that a woman in his drawing resembled Key's formal portrait. Pointing to a theory, he replaced the face of his model with his cousin. Eton is not for me. After his obsessive love for his cousin, Van Gogh's tense relationship with his father takes a turn for the worse. Both his parents were grave about this, and Van Gogh's attempt to visit Key in Amsterdam resulted with an argument with his uncle and a clash between father and son. Vincent finally left Etten for good. He moved to The Hague, where by late October he had started using oil paints at Anton Mauve's studio, which he admired greatly. The rest of his family also left Etten as Reverend Van Gogh accepts a new post as vicar at noon, ending Vincent van Gogh's Etten period. Memories of Etten. The town made an impact on Van Gogh as it laid the foundations to his later works, such as the Memory of the Garden at Etten, created in 1888, as Paul Gauguin asked him to paint something from memory. Also, when his old teacher Anton Mauve, which is his great inspiration in Etten, died suddenly on February 5, 1888, Van Gogh dedicated his painting, Souvenir de Mauve. The Clockwork, which dates back to 1594. The pulpit, likely made in Antwerp, Belgium between 1580 to 1585, is where Reverend Theo Van Gogh spoke to his congregation. So that's it for the relationship of Vincent van Gogh with the town of Etten and visiting the Van Gogh Church. Alright, until next time, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Bye! So guys, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to comment.
Hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, come on guys, hit the bell!
For notifications.
And don't forget to share!
And like!